What if you woke up tomorrow and the entire nation of China had sunk beneath the waves? Imagine that for a moment. The world's most populous country, home to a rich tapestry of cultures and a driving force in the global economy, simply vanishing under the sea. What could possibly cause such a colossal event? What would be the immediate repercussions on the global stage? These are the questions we're going to ponder today. Now let's dive deeper into this hypothetical scenario and the series of events that could lead to such a catastrophe. To understand how China can sink, we first need to look at the potential causes. Now, before we dive in, remember, we're exploring a hypothetical scenario, not predicting an impending disaster. First, let's talk about the geological factors. Our planet is like a giant jigsaw puzzle, with tectonic plates constantly shifting and sliding against each other. In certain areas, these movements can cause land to sink, a process known as subsidence. For instance, the Yangtze River Delta in China is experiencing this phenomenon due to a combination of natural geological processes and human activities like groundwater extraction. Next up, earthquakes. These seismic events can sometimes cause the land to sink, especially in coastal regions. The 1976 Tangshan earthquake, one of the deadliest in history, caused significant land deformation in China and showed us just how powerful these natural disasters can be. But the land doesn't have to physically sink to be submerged. Rising sea levels caused by climate change could also theoretically sink coastal regions. Global warming is causing polar ice caps to melt, leading to a rise in sea levels worldwide. China, with its extensive coastline, is particularly vulnerable to this threat. For example, the city of Shanghai, one of the world's busiest ports, is less than 5 meters above sea level and could be at risk if sea levels continue to rise. But what about the interior of China, you might ask? Well, climate change isn't just causing the seas to rise, it's also altering weather patterns, leading to more extreme rainfall events. So if an area is prone to flooding, it could over time become permanently waterlogged and effectively sink. It's important to note, however, that these scenarios are extreme and highly unlikely. They would require a perfect storm of geological events and climate change effects, which is far from our current reality. So we've established that while extremely unlikely, there are certain conditions that could theoretically lead to the sinking of China. Stay tuned as we delve into what the fallout of such an event might look like in the next segment. But what would happen if China, the most populous country and second largest economy in the world, were to suddenly disappear beneath the ocean? Imagine the immediate global economic shockwave. China is a manufacturing powerhouse, producing everything from our smartphones to our sneakers. It's also a major player in the global economy, with a GDP of over $15 trillion. If it were to disappear, the world would lose a significant portion of its economic power overnight. Stock markets would plummet, and a global recession or even depression could very well follow. And then there's the human toll. Over 1.4 billion people call China home. If it were to sink, we'd be looking at the largest displacement of people in human history. Where would they go? How would the world accommodate them? The ensuing humanitarian crisis would be unprecedented. Politically, the fallout would be equally as significant. China is a key player on the world stage, its influence reaching far beyond its own borders. The power vacuum left in its wake would undoubtedly lead to geopolitical instability, as nations scramble to fill the void and potentially redraw the world map. But we also have to consider the environmental impact. China's landmass helps to regulate the Earth's climate by influencing wind patterns, ocean currents, and rainfall. If it were to sink, these systems could be thrown into disarray. This could lead to unpredictable and potentially disastrous changes in global weather patterns. Furthermore, China's vast forests absorb a significant amount of carbon dioxide, helping to mitigate climate change. Without them, we could see a marked increase in global warming. The ripple effects would be felt everywhere, from the world's economy to its political order, to the very climate that sustains life on our planet. Clearly, the consequences of such an event would be catastrophic and far-reaching. The sinking of China isn't just a hypothetical scenario, it's a stark reminder of our interconnected world and the delicate balance that holds it together. In the wake of such a disaster, how would the world adapt and move forward? It's a question that looms heavily on our minds, like a specter in the night. Imagine the world coming together, rallying around a common cause, setting aside differences to rebuild and recover. Nations would pour resources into relief efforts, supporting those directly affected and helping to stabilize the region. It would be a testament to global cooperation, a silver lining in the thick clouds of despair. Yet the aftermath would stretch beyond immediate recovery. The shockwaves of this disaster would reverberate through the world order, prompting shifts in global power dynamics. Economies would adapt, new alliances might form, and the geopolitical landscape could change in ways we can't fully predict. But amidst the uncertainty, we can't overlook the human element, the resilience and adaptability that humankind has shown time and again in the face of adversity. It's in our nature to endure, to rise from the ashes and forge ahead, no matter how daunting the task may seem. The rebuilding process would be long and arduous, yes, but it would also be a testament to our collective strength and perseverance. It would be a story of resilience, of a world united in recovery, of humanity's indomitable spirit. Despite the unimaginable challenges, humanity has always shown a remarkable ability to adapt and survive. And in the face of such a disaster, that ability would be called upon once more. So, we've explored the what, why, and how of the sinking of China. But what does this all mean? Well, in a nutshell, we've delved into an unthinkable question, analyzed the potential causes, assessed the possible fallout, and pondered on the aftermath. This journey has shown us that the world we inhabit is complex, intricate, and remarkably interconnected. The sinking of China, while a drastic and highly unlikely scenario, serves as a stark reminder of our planet's fragility. It underscores the importance of understanding the delicate balance of our world and our role in preserving it. Moreover, it highlights the critical need for global cooperation and understanding. In a world that is increasingly interconnected, our actions or lack thereof can have far-reaching implications. While the sinking of China remains a drastic and highly unlikely scenario, it serves as a reminder of the fragility of our planet and the need for global cooperation and understanding. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the world is full of wonders waiting to be discovered.